Listening to the Floyd Main Street Podcast. Good afternoon, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope you've had a good week so far. My name is Lucas Graham, host of the Floyd Main Street Podcast. Today we've got lots of great things coming at you. Take a quick second to introduce my guest host this week, Chad Harris, Eric Branscombe. How are y'all doing today?
Good.
How's it going, Lucas? Chad?
Doing great.
Doing good. We've got a lot to unpack this week, so I'm just going to go ahead and jump into some of the main headlines that we're going to be talking about here. Then we'll jump right into it. Starting off this week with the Board of Supervisors and the Floyd VA government, we're going to talk about a budget workshop. The Floyd County Board of Supervisors will be holding a budget workshop on April 21st at 1 p.m. or soon thereafter, top floor of the County Administration Building. The purpose of this meeting is to receive the County Administrator's proposed budget for the fiscal year 2026 and answer associated questions with the Board of Supervisors. And then you can check out their Facebook page to list a full proposed agenda.
The whole budget process, if people have questions about that, contact your Board of Supervisors member. I mean, all the agencies and how much money they're putting into things, that's where this, what the rubber meets the road here, because this is all the stuff we've talked about with taxes and reassessments and so forth. That's going to be driven about, what the budgets are, why they're going in one direction or another, and where the money is being spent.
Keeping on that same topic, actually, county government, looks like there is going to be a public hearing notice for the county admin, and it's going to be involving VDOT. The public hearing notice reads, the Virginia Department of Transportation and the Board of Supervisors of Floyd County will conduct a joint public hearing in the board meeting room in the Floyd County Administration Building at 7 p.m. on Tuesday, April 22nd. The purpose of this hearing is to receive public comment on the proposed secondary 6-year plan for fiscal years 25 and 26 through fiscal year 2030-2031 and the secondary system construction budget for fiscal year 25-26 in Floyd County. Copies of the proposed plan and budget may be reviewed at the Administration Building located at 202 East Main Street on the second floor. All projects within the secondary 6-year plan that are eligible for federal funding will be included in the statewide Transportation Improvement Program, which documents how Virginia will obligate federal transportation funds. If you feel interested in that, I'll be honest with you, I don't know much about that specifically.
What happens is that's when VDOT comes in and they haggle back and forth with the Board of Supervisors about, it's just 221, it's all our side roads. Mm-hmm. I don't know about y'all, but, the road I live on has these potholes that, just seem to get bigger and bigger, and every now and then somebody comes through and patches it up, and the hole just moves somewhere else.
Yeah, the last board meeting, there was a VDOT representative there talking. Every board member was speaking for who they represented about the diminishing roadways and the potholes and the sides of the roads just giving out. It's like that all over the county.
Definitely encourage you to show up for that, make your voices heard. Just one last time, I'll throw that out there that it is on Tuesday, April 22nd, and that'll be at 7 o'clock at the County Admin Building for those interested in public comment. We've mentioned on episodes before about green boxes shutting down due to heightened bear activity. Well, we got another one for you. Due to recent bear activity, the green box site across from Slaughter's Supermarket on Floyd Highway South will be temporarily closed, and then they're advising the closest green box sites from that point will be at the transfer station on Storker's Knob Road or the Franklin Pike green box site. So make sure to keep that in mind. I know a lot of people use that Slaughter's site, and honestly it may be back up by the time that this episode is released, but we want to make sure that you guys know about it in the event that it is closed for longer than a week or two.
Yeah, I was going to say, that reminds me, one of the issues that we're trying to get sorted out here is how quickly we get these out. So we're recording this on Good Friday. It's April 18th. And we got our production folks on there to see how quickly they can turn this around for us and get this out so that everybody can hear this. Of course, being Easter weekend, by the time this gets out, it'll probably be Monday or Tuesday, I would think, at least.
Yeah, so I hope you guys had a good Easter.
Yeah, happy Easter.
Well, Eric, I think one of the headlines that we'd like to hit on here for this week's episode is hear there was a little bit of trouble at a local church. You want to elaborate on that? Tell
Well,
us
I
the
can
listeners?
elaborate some. So
Okay,
this is
okay.
it's an open case. It's ongoing.
Okay.
I can say because this much has gone with documents that have been filed with the courts. So there was a young man that was having some problems. He unfortunately he expressed some threats towards some people that attend a local church. And that caused the church to they have some security concerns. I'd have to say that while that young man was sought, while the sheriff's office was looking for him, the church went ahead and made the decision to close down last Sunday. I have to give my praises to the sheriff's office because they were out basically beating the bushes, looking all over the place, doing a lot of different things, pinging phones, a number of different ways to try to track down and verify what was going on. They were able to take this fellow into custody on charges that were brought out. That was on Sunday evening. That has been taken care of. This is going to be something that develops over the next few weeks and months. As this does, I'll give you updates as I'm able.
Yeah, that's interesting. That sounds like that's a lot to unpack there, and hopefully we can revisit that, as you say, at the
Well,
right
I
time.
can tell you, it's one of those things that you don't hear about, but I can tell you that I see the sheriff's office do a lot of this stuff, and you don't see them normally doing. So they've got an emergency response team. They've got investigators. They go out and do this kind of work on child molestation and so forth. It's tough work, and I think they do an excellent job, and they set the standard for this region. They really do.
And I promise I didn't pay Eric anything
Nope.
to say that.
Chad, I know there's a lot of stuff going on in the community. We ended last week's episode with talking about how much things were coming up, and I know there's a lot to unpack as far as community events, but I'm going to let you take it away because I know you know about most of it.
Yeah, the first one we're going to kick off with is one that was brought to us on our Facebook page. I was aware of this, but they wanted us to talk about it, so I'm glad to do that. The Roof Crashers Community Youth Group fundraiser. They're hosting a carnival fair, and that's Saturday, May 3rd, 2025 at Terman's Sports Complex in Willis. Should be fun for the whole family. They're having a car show from 10 to 2, carnival from 11 to 3, music from 4 to 7, and also a dinner from 4 to 7. Looks like it's Jesse Cox's famous barbecue. So come on out for that if you can. The next one, we've got April 26th. There's a UTV ride for charity out at Park Ridge Forest. That's out in Czech, just off the Blue Ridge Parkway. That event will leave at 10 a.m. And I actually rode in that one time before, and it's a good ride. It takes about all day. It's really good. So check that out if you've got a UTV or a four-wheeler out at Park Ridge Forest. The next one, we've got Empty Bowls, which is helping feed Floyd children for over 14 years. That's Sunday, April 27th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Floyd High School.
Have you been to that before? I've been there.
I have not.
It's great. You get these wonderful bowls. That, like this, it calls them artisan bowls, but basically a number of the people that are the artists in the community that make these different size, different shaped bowls. I don't think any two of them are the same, but they're gorgeous. You know, part of your entry is that you get those and you go around and you sample the different soups in your new bowl.
Oh, that's cool.
Wow, that is.
And it all goes towards feeding the children
Mm-hmm.
of the county, which can't go wrong with that.
Let's
That's
check
awesome.
that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so up next, we've got our community yard sale, which is April 26th from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Crooked Mountain Campground and Farm, and that's at 1378 Shooting Creek Road. It's the Veterans Community Yard Sale. So check that out.
I mean, we're heading into the season for yard sales. I know that we've got at Slaughters, you already have the flea market on Saturday mornings firing up.
Yeah, they. If you've never been there, it's about probably every. I want to say every Saturday and mostly Sundays too. There's going to be people set up there yard selling. This is a yard selling county.
Yeah.
You can-
They're there on Sunday? I didn't know they were there on Sundays.
I think I could be completely wrong in that.
I'll have to go. I'm
Somebody
going to go by and
correct
check
me.
that out. 'Cause
Yeah.
let's see.
So Slaughters, they were set up this morning when I come by.
What, on
They
a
were-
Friday?
yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Well,
It's this beautiful weather we're getting.
Yeah, well, we're lucky this year. We're getting a nice warm Easter.
Absolutely. One last thing I just wanted to touch on, and this is also in May. Looks like May is going to be a busy month. But there's a shot clinic and an adoption open house, and that's sponsored by the Floyd County Animal Control Shelter, and that's put on at Citizens, and they're giving out 100 rabies shots and 45 Lyme shots. First come, first serve for that. Also, you know, it's an adoption open house, so if you're looking for a new buddy, come on by and adopt you a dog.
I can tell you that our animal control deputy Thomas, he puts a lot of time and effort into this. He's done a lot of hard work working with the vet to get these rabies shots and Lyme shots. He got different local businesses to donate money to fund that so that people could come in and get those shots for free and potentially look at dogs up for adoption. But it's a really, really good thing. I highly recommend you come and check that out. Again, that's, you said Saturday, May 3rd, correct?
Yep, that's right.
Cool deal. All right. Well, moving on to our next segment here, let's talk about some local sports. I know there's a lot going on again, Eric. What do you have for us?
Well, this week in particular, for some reason this week we've got a lot of home stands. So let me start off with baseball. So the varsity baseball goes from Tuesday the 22nd, they're playing Radford. On the 25th, they're playing Allegheny. And then the 29th, they're playing James River. And April 30th, they're playing Bassett. And all of those are home games at the high school. So far, the team has still got a win record. They're doing 6-3. So I think they're racking up quite a good season.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, then the next in line, I've got this boys varsity soccer. So we've got, again, on Tuesday at 7 o'clock, there's, again, a home game against Radford. On the 24th, there is a home game against Allegheny. And on the 28th, there is a home game against James River. Those are 3 home games. Now, they're kind of back and forth. They're, at this point, the team is 1-3-2 for the year. So that's 1 win, 3 losses, and 2 ties.
Well, come on out and support your Lady Buffs and your Buffaloes. If you've never had a chance to come check out a soccer match here in Floyd County, there's some athletes out there. They'll surprise you.
I wasn't even aware we had a soccer team.
Well, my son played soccer when he was little, and I mean, he was terrible at it, but he had a lot of fun running around. So it's something to get out there, and there's certainly a lot of activity. I'll tell you that.
Sure.
It's not one of the sports that I'm as familiar with, but I know that they run around a lot.
Yeah, that's right.
Then we got the varsity softball. Now, here's a team that they're on fire. So they are 6-0 so far. We have the games coming up on the 22nd. Their home game here against Radford. On the 23rd, there's an away game in Patrick County. The 25th, home game with Allegheny. The 28th, home game against Magna Vista. But of those, all those are home games except the one on the 23rd against Patrick County. And the varsity softball, they're definitely cooking with gas this season. All right, then we got girls varsity tennis. Now, they are currently 5-0. They have games on the 22nd, the 24th, 2 on the 28th. It looks like that. Maybe that's a printing error, but it looks like, and 1 on the 30th. Now, those are all home games except the one on the 30th is in Glenver. But they're playing Radford, Allegheny, and James River. So they've got a lot of activity coming up in this next week.
Okay.
One that doesn't have as much activity is the boys varsity tennis. They are also 6-0, and they have an away game on the 28th against Patrick Henry and a home game against Glenver on April 30th. So, again, come on out and support that. Lots of activity, lots of excitement, good sports, and teams that are keeping things fired up over here in Floyd County.
Yeah, I love it. Well, good deal. All right, guys. Well, listen, that's going to do it for this week's episode. We had tried to cover up a lot of the events that are going on, a lot of the news here in Floyd. Make sure you guys know what's happening. Before we finish this thing up, I just want to throw out a few special shout-outs. I know, Eric, you've already shouted them out, but I'm going to throw it out there again because we really appreciate all the hard work they do. But we want to give a shout-out to our production team, ZZ Weeks, Bryce Big Country Cockrum. Appreciate all the editing work you guys do for this podcast. I want to give a shout-out to the Caffeine Creek Band. For those that have heard the intro and outro and the music in our podcast, they have supplied us with a great musical selection there for the podcast, so we appreciate them. As always, you can find us on the following platforms. I want to list these out because it's on a bunch. We wanted to make sure that no matter which your platform of preference was, we wanted to make sure that podcast was available on that platform. So you can reach us on Facebook, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon, Castbox, or you can email us at floydmainstreetpodcasting@yahoo.com. And y'all can check us out on any of those platforms, listen to the podcast. Again, if you guys have any info, any events, any news that you want to hear or see on the podcast, send it to us. Let us know. We want to hear your feedback. We want to know what's going on. There might be things that we missed or we didn't know that were happening. Send it to us so we can put it on the podcast, okay? And that's going to be all for today. So I'm your host, Lucas Graham. I'm going to remind everybody to be kind and be good to your neighbors.
See y'all next week.
Till next time.